Hi, we are super snarky. After the events at the Capitol building of the Great Cracker Rebellion of 2021, we just had to get some things off of our chests about how much we would like to eject all Nazis from our lives, like old tampons from our vaginas. Fuck Nazis.
This is our first show with you as your new stage name, which I could not quite remember. I remember the Leisel von
Snatch.
Leisel von Snatch! Not to brag or anything, but people get a taste of my vagina and they do not come back for seconds. So you are the one who we're really talking to when we're talking about don't use your vagina to start a fucking war. That is not in my wheelhouse.
That's okay, because I adamantly don't really like to fuck fashion. I've flavor tasted some of the more alpha right-leaners.
Yeah.
Before, because they were pretty and stupid, but at the end of the day they were still really stupid.
Yeah.
As where there's a certain pretty low level of anarchy that, as aforementioned, just gets me wet. So
I know. You just like a little bit of chaos. You just like a little bit of why the fuck should we do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but in that sense of the, I don't know. I have a due north moral kind of compass about a lot of things. There's still a lot of activity even on the left that I won't partake in because it's not to my standards, but this is definitely beneath me.
I mean, I agree, it is beneath you. This is beneath all of us, as we've said before. Shit smearing and murder.
And I definitely don't think I've ever dated a dude that would have actually been a part of that.
I know. I
have allowed that caliber of man inside my body. That's, I think, what I'm saying. I've stepped pretty low, right? But I haven't I haven't gone swamp plucking yet. So
swamp plucking?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I guess you could think of them as swamp flowers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, like I said, some of the men I have known or I've had sex with probably were in that crowd. I didn't really interrogate a lot of my lovers about who they were and where they came from. I'm sure that I have accidentally fucked a couple of assholes, white supremacist assholes.
You're listening to Super Snarky. Leisel von Snatch and Alisa Starr are super snarky. We're two loudmouth bitches who talk about our progressive ideas and our vaginas and everything in between. The Super Snarky podcast is brought to you by snarkycards.etsy.com. Snarky Cards. Real fucking cards for your real fucking life. Dear Keith, your diagnosis is a description of how to care for you, not a list of your faults. Don't be a dick to yourself. Sincerely, Mitch. Dear Shamako, I wouldn't shit in your bed if you didn't give me so much coke. Sincerely, John. Dear Patrick, cunt up! You have the uteri to destroy this problem. Sincerely, Joy. Snarky Cards. Weird shit happens to you, and you want a card for it. That's what we're for. snarkycards.etsy.com.
Well, I distinctly said that I have a kosher pussy. I don't fuck police officers. So that helps weed out a bunch of white supremacists. And then also, I don't fuck military men. That also weeds out a lot of wife beaters and white supremacists. I don't fuck and date tattoo artists. That also takes out like a huge array of white supremacists.
Really?
Mhm.
So you have like a little white supremacy avoidance, like
Built
like
into
fuck
my
system.
vagina.
Yeah.
Built into my vagina.
Yeah.
Also, like, I don't like meth. That's a good one. That
Sure.
eradicates a bunch of those fuckers right out.
Right.
What else? Like, I feel like not letting dudes pick you up on public transit. That also helps. And I think, again, I think white supremacists often don't know how white I am, so they naturally don't want to affiliate, which just helps me out.
It's funny because I think that my hairstyle, from what I've gathered on Twitter, conservatives see my hair and they assume that I am a raging feminist liberal.
Yeah.
Which is true, but I think my hair does for me what your skin color and eye shape does for you.
Right? I mean, the hair definitely helps too, like the big old dreadies now. Definitely, even though I was so upset to see this Trump supporter that had fake dreads in, I was like, no!
Yeah.
But it's cool.
It's cool.
That shit will
Like
definitely get flushed out of her whole head when she goes to jail.
Well, that's the thing, though, is I don't think so. I think that they're going to be, I mean, white supremacy, there are white supremacist Nazis in jail as gangs, just like there are Latinx gangs and there are black gangs and everybody's...
All of those things are true, but let me tell you from someone who has fucked enough men in prison culture that there's a lot more black dudes in prison than there are white people. Thank you, systemic fucking racism. So no matter how cool you fucking think you are as white supremacists up on the inside, you're still gonna get fucking shanked at the end of the day. Cause, you know, we put more than a third of all black men in fucking prison. So...
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, that it's funny because
the only thing that protects those motherfucking people in there, those white supremacists, are the fucking guards. That's the only fucking thing that keeps them alive. They'd be dead tomorrow if racism wasn't systemically embedded in our fucking police force.
And I mean, honestly, prison guards, they don't do any kind of background check.
That's the bald white dudes. You ever see pictures of them? They all fucking look like they're like KKK skinhead fucking trash.
Yeah.
Ugh. Like, when I worked at CPC, my Ben fucking brought in his friend who used to be a prison guard, and I was like, I can't work with him. And he was like, that's extreme. And I was like, no, he's overseen the death and rape of people. Like,
it's not extreme that I don't want to hang out with somebody who is like watched over. Yeah, rape and murder, like the stuff that he let happen on his watch, he's responsible for.
And just that little tidbit about like prison culture and fucking racism, the only reason that those fucking punk ass bitches stay alive is because the guards are on their side. Because cops are notoriously fucking white supremacists.
Well, that is a piece of real jail information that makes me feel a little bit better, which is not the norm.
I mean, and like, sometimes it makes me get so angry that I want to write PSAs to fucking like white hate groups and be like, you should be afraid. All that anger that you have about being the minority someday is going to happen. And I'm going to tell the angry mob when it's on you, everything you did. Like, hope you fucking run. Like,
that's the other thing is like, I feel like we're all trying
to radicalize. Like, I'm so far to the left now where I'm like, you fucking Nazi trash better run. Like,
You've been listening to the Super Snarky Podcast. The Super Snarky Podcast is brought to you by snarkycards.etsy.com. Cards like, Dear Lydia, I love you so much I want to slit you down the middle and crawl inside you. No hetero. Sincerely, Paul. Dear Dave, I'm sorry I stole your bike. I was drunk and I had to get away from you. Sincerely, Ethan. Dear Anne, I want to slurp your goodness until you try to break my face with your thighs. Sincerely, Jenny. Dear Steve, I fucking love your butthole. Sincerely, David.